Well, good morning, Julie. How was the ride yesterday?
It was wonderful yesterday. It was absolutely nice weather. It just was really an easy ride. And after 37 miles, I think I could have gone even further without being too exhausted. So today's our chance because we are going further.
Where are we going today?
Herman.
Yeah, 48 miles it looks like. So
Yep.
A big day for us, but great dinner last night, huh?
Yep, and we have a nice hotel again to stay in with a really nice restaurant, I believe, underneath it. So we shouldn't have any issues getting our food and drink.
So we're off on the Katy for another day.
Yep.
Beautiful day.
Back across the bridge and looking forward to it.
Yep. See you on the trail.
Okay.
Leaving our hotel on a Monday morning in Jefferson City, I was surprised the streets were just basically empty. So we had to work our way through some streets to the bridge to get back to the Katy Trail. So nice views of the Capitol building as we exited Jefferson City. Back on the pedestrian path across the bridge on a nice sunny morning, seeing the tug move around some barges there on the river, on the Missouri River, the Big Muddy. And we safely navigated our way back down the square pedestrian walkway here. Nice view in the morning. Here we are in North Jefferson, getting ready to head out on the Katy Trail. An amazingly beautiful morning on the Katy Trail this morning. Sunny, crisp, amazing day. There were workers up on this roof and this looked kind of dangerous to me. Well, we're back on the Katy Trail after taking the spur from Jefferson City to the trail over the 54 bridge. Wonderful crosswalk there. Got a 48-mile day today, as Julie said. Long one, probably the longest we've ever done. And so, but it looks like the trail's in great shape. Beautiful day, maybe just a touch of a tailwind. So we're off. This first section of trail was running really nice and fast in the morning. The trail was hard and well maintained. One advantage of riding in the springtime before the leaves are out is you get to see all the cliffs. In the summer or maybe even the fall time you would not be able to see the sandstone cliffs along this region of the trail. Always beautiful, always wonderful. The wildflowers were starting to come out and the grass was really greening up. We thought as we went towards St. Louis we were heading another growing zone, maybe a lower growing zone that was warmer. Things seemed to be further ahead than they were to the east when we started in Clinton. This section of the trail was very farmland-like, flat and open. We had horses and cattle. We also had these fields look like they were getting ready to grow some alfalfa or wheat or something of that nature. The redbud trees were giving us a show as we came into Tibbetts, our first depot after North Jefferson. Tibbetts is home to the Katy Trail shelter, and that's a pretty famous place for people to stop. They have bunk beds and stuff you can sleep in. We prefer hotels, so we headed on our way. Rolling into the depot at Tibbetts here, where we're going to stop and stretch and have a few snacks, some water, and then head out. A few miles out of Tibbetts, we ran into these birds on the trail. Originally we thought they were prairie chickens, but then we checked on the internet, they definitely weren't prairie chickens, but we couldn't really figure out what they were. Maybe like some sort of a turkey or chicken or whatever. We're still trying to figure it out, so if you know, comment below and let us know. We crossed many good-sized creeks on our journey today. Nice, beautiful bridges. Noticed that the water was not really flowing very muddy. My theory is that the Missouri River was so full it was backing up into the creeks and causing them to look like they were still. The recent rains and some northerly breeze made for nice blue skies, and we had just a touch of clouds to start the day with. Rolling into Mocaine here, you can see many of these towns were a bit from the trail, so we didn't bother to go into town. It seemed like too much extra effort to go up there and see if there was a convenience store or something. We had plenty of water with us and food, so we were okay. One thing on the Mocaine depot, they had this sign that talked about a jail that you could see from the depot, and we looked and looked, an old building, and we could not find it. We biked along many wetlands areas, and we could hear things plopping in the water, and we could see some turtles occasionally, and they'd jump off the logs. But eventually I was able to capture a picture of a couple of them sitting on the log before they jumped into the water. Coming to our detour for the day, just west of Portland, I guess there's the big rock slide that they haven't cleared that's been there for a few years, causing you to have to go out onto Highway 94. Luckily for us, it was a much better detour, very open, even a bit of a shoulder that you could have got on. Luckily we did not see any cars on this detour. It was about a mile on the road. After a while you realize on the Katy, when you start coming back to the cliffs, you're going to see the Missouri River pretty soon. Rock slide there, and you can see to the right side of the trail there's the Big Muddy again, the Missouri River.
Well, hi there. We're about 33 miles into the trip here. Probably another 15, 16 to go. Feeling good. Trail's pretty good today, a little softer than I was expecting. Looks like this part of the trail may not be as popular as the others, and so maybe not as well taken care of. Very remote. I mean, yeah, you parallel a highway, but you just feel like you're out here on your own. And luckily the detour we took was on the highway, but it's only about a mile long. Had to go around a rock slide that's been there a few years. And the best thing about it, no cars on the road while we were detouring. So that's a good day, better than the last detour. And that's the last one we have for the trip. Be in Herman in a bit, but just thought I'd check in and tell you how it's going.
When we started our day, the weather forecast was for clear skies, but they started to cloud up for some high clouds, and it started looking a little dark. We were concerned that maybe we might get some rain, but luckily not. It was about here that I started thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have a drone that I could fly up and take some pictures of the cliffs from up above us as we rode along. So maybe in the future. We saw some black vultures on the trail here, just off the trail. Very rare at this part of Missouri, but I guess they're starting to move up and cause a lot of problems. I finally found a good barn quilt that I could get a picture of without having to venture off the trail. I'm always intrigued by these. Coming into the town of Rhineland, found this truck at the cafe there that was just closed. And then this is the famous Red Door Church, the Shining Hope Guest House. It was along this stretch of the bike trail just outside of Rhineland that we saw the only other bikers we saw all day long, a couple coming the other direction.
Miles, hitting right at 45 miles for the day. Great little ride. Been enjoying it.
Crossing over the Latree River, which had a flash flood warning a few days earlier with all the rain. From there we jumped on Highway 19 going into Herman, a very nice wide shoulder, so it wasn't so bad even though the traffic was a bit fast. Going over the bridge, you could go on a pedestrian walkway, but the shoulders were so wide we just decided to stick on the bridge, plus the speed limit was 35 miles an hour. The building with the gold roof is the county courthouse. We knew that the winery we wanted to have a few glasses of wine at closed at 5 o'clock, so we decided to go straight there and set it to our hotel, the Herman Crown Suites. So we went down through the main street, very picturesque town. The Hermannhoff Wineries where we went. Parked our bikes, went in and got a couple glasses of white wine, and sat on their beautiful patio relaxing after a 49-mile ride. For dinner we ended up getting some takeout from the downtown deli and custard shop, some Reuben's, really good, and heading back to the Tin Mill Brewing Company and getting some beers to sit out on the patio. Another beautiful day for riding, 49 miles. Julie just missed out on getting her first 50-mile ride ever. But nonetheless, a great ride, beautiful day, and nice to finish it off with some wine at the winery and then at our bar at our hotel. As always, thank you for watching our video. Like it if you liked it. Please comment and subscribe below. We'd love to have you subscribe and come along with us on our other adventures.